here believes that everything happens for a reason? Raise your hand. There are many instances in our lives where we believe that when something occurs, it happened for one reason. However, there are usually a multitude of reasons of why something has happened to us that all come together to form one conclusion. There was a couple months that I was working in a mental health institution with a bunch of outpatients, and a lot of my patients would say that their drug use, other mental health issues stemmed from one problem, whether it be their relationship with their mother, their job, things of that nature, when in actuality it is everything coming together to form one problem. So I'm going to be talking about the fallacy of single cause, and I'm going to bring up a couple points such as what is correlation and causation, why we commit this fallacy of single cause, as well as how we reduce our usage of it. So let's dive into the first point. So, correlation versus causation. The Bureau of Statistics defines correlation as a statistical measure that describes the size and direction of a relationship between two or more variables. So basically, this means that two things are related in one way or another, whether it be in a positive way or a negative way. And they define causation as one event is the result of the occurrence of another event, which basically means that one thing happens, it causes another. So cause and effect. Dr. Robert Bennett, who is a social psychologist, mentioned this example of driving. A man named Hank, he was driving, texting and driving, and a squirrel came out and he had to swerve off the road and hit a tree. He told the officer it was just because of the squirrel coming in the middle of the road and he had to avoid it. However, the police officer said you were also texting and driving. So that is the two things, more than one thing, causing a situation to occur. So correlation and causation are related and they help explain the fallacy of single cause. Now let's talk about why people use the fallacy of single cause without even realizing it. Joe Bowell, who is a philosopher, and he wrote an article called "We Must Recognize the Single Events Have Multiple Causes." He mentioned how he went through a traumatic breakup, and he kept pondering and pondering over what is the sole reason that this breakup occurred. Was it we weren't communicating enough? I wasn't listening. He kept going through the what ifs, trying to find one reason, when in actuality, it could be so many reasons. There could be multiple reasons all coming together to form this breakup. And he realized that when we're so invested in something that we keep focusing on it and we need to find one specific reason, one specific thing to blame it on. And a lot of times we try to find something other than ourselves to blame it on. We try to blame it on the other person or something else occurring when that occurring, yes, could cause it, but as well as something that we did. Also, nature versus nurture. I don't know if everyone knows what that is. It is a very popular topic in psychology, but basically it is nature is something you're born with, something that's in your genes, and nurture is something that you learn. So we as humans, it is nature to use the fallacy of single cause because it's a defense mechanism. We want to protect ourselves. We want to blame other things. And it is nurture because we can grow up. You never know. Your parents could be saying, like, it's this one thing. Like, there's one reason behind everything. Everything happens for a reason, when not all the time. Now that we know what the fallacy of single cause and why we use it, we can talk about how to reduce our usage of it. So let's go back to the scenario with the guy driving the car. He could have stepped back from the situation and realized, okay, yes, the squirrel ran out in front of my car, but I was also texting and driving, which means that I did not have the ability of the reaction time I needed, which means there was more than one cause. You have to take a look at the bigger picture of things and look at things from all angles and all sides and from different perspectives so that you can see that, okay, it wasn't just this. Also, a good way to reduce the fallacy of single cause in a situation is you could ask others about it because others offer advice and other perspectives and other opinions that you can think about and say, okay, I see how it could be this way and not just this way. So the Harvard Business Review recommends getting advice from other people because it helps improve your problem solving skills, gives you a better look at different situations, how others would look at the situation. And they also stated it helps individuals overcome cognitive biases, self serving rationales, and other flaws in our logic. So basically, they're saying that asking other people holds us accountable. They can hold us accountable for our part in what happened instead of us just saying, oh, it was someone else. It was something else that happened. It wasn't me. It's others that hold you accountable and make you realize that you have just as much part of it as the other thing. So now that we've highlighted all the points, let's wrap up everything we've learned. We know what fallacy of single cause is, we know why we use it, and we know how we can reduce our usage of it. The fallacy of single cause stems from theories of correlation and causation. It is a natural defense mechanism, and it is reduced by peer review. Everything happens for a reason. Raise your hand if you still believe this.